Hi everyone. In this video, we will discuss about the flexure strength of concrete, especially the types of flexure failures. When the precessed concrete members are subjected to bending, we may observe the different types of failure modes. The type of failure mode depends on the amount of reinforcement we provided and the section properties like tensile strength of the tendons, compressive strength of the concrete, and the bond between the tendon and concrete. Generally, in precise concrete sections, we may observe these three types of flexure failure modes. The first one, fracture of steel in tension, failure of under reinforced section, and the third one is failure of under over reinforced section. Coming to the first type of failure mode, that is fracture of steel in tension. This type of failure may occur when the pre-stressing tendon fractures after yielding. This might be due to insufficient concrete compression zone to balance the tension in steel. See, uh, this might be due to the lightly reinforced section. If we provide very low percentage of precessing steel, this type of failure we may observe in precise concrete sections. In this type of failure, the concrete in compression remains uncrushed. Remains uncrushed. In this type of failure, steel fails suddenly without any indication or warning. We may observe the brittle behavior of failure. That's why this type of failure is not desirable. Why? Because it is not giving any warning or signs before going to fail. How can we prevent this type of failure in precise concrete sections? We can prevent this type of failure in precise concrete sections by providing minimum reinforcement. Right? The key points to be noted in this type of failure are it may be due to less percentage of reinforcement, the concrete in compression zone the concrete in compression zone is uncracked, steel fails suddenly. We may observe brittle type of failure. This type of failure is not desirable. Now, coming to the second type of failure, that is failure of under reinforced section. This type of failure can also be called as tension failure with ductility. It means that in this type of failure, the large deflections can be observed, wide cracks can be observed before going to fail. We can observe ductile behavior of failure in this type of under reinforced section failure. This type of failure is desirable. That's why while we are designing this type of under reinforced section is preferable to design as per the codal provisions. The steel yields and elongates significantly before concrete in compression fails or concrete in compression crushes. And coming to the third type of failure, see here in this figure you can observe when we apply the load on the precise concrete section, you may observe the large deflections in the member. After the large deflections, then only we can observe the cracks, and after that the section may get failed. But coming to the third type of failure, failure of a over reinforced section. In this type of failure, the section does not show large deflections. The section does not show large deflections as we observed in earlier case. Here, without showing any significant deflections, the concrete in compression zone crushes and the total structure gets collapsed. Means the failure will be sudden and brittle here. The main reason will be due to too much of steel we provided in the section. Due to the too much of steel, it reduces the concrete in compression zone and it leads to sudden and brittle failure. Right? As it is a sudden and brittle, it won't give any warnings before going to fail. This type of failure is not desirable in the designing of prestressed concrete structures. Comparing with all three failure modes, the second failure mode is only desirable in prestressed concrete sections as it is giving the signs or warnings before it gets failed. Thank you.